Good morning, Sagittarius. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Sage to Muse, Sag, and my name is Heidi. I'm here for you. So, on Sunday, we kind of take a look at some things that might be coming up during the week and, how you can kind of be ready for it. So, it's kind of what you can do today to be ready for what's coming. And I have to tell you, I kind of love the energy, Sag, because there's so much here about the future and moving forward and taking the necessary steps to move forward. I have to say, Sag, I've really been thinking about creating a channel for collective readings, meaning they would just be for the entire collective to kind of include other signs, but y'all can let me know what you think about that in the comments, like whether or not you, when you're, scrolling through tarot and stuff on YouTube, whether you check out collective readings that aren't for any particular sign. Just let me know. So let's get into it. Okay. I don't know yet if I'm going to do an extended for this. I'll let you know at the end of the reading because I feel like something specific is happening here, but it feels like the energy that you're going through or that's driving you in the coming week is really the divine feminine, which is really nice. Because I feel like you're just wanting to be soft. And, this is not a male-female thing. This is just, and it doesn't mean that you're going to be in your feelings. I just feel like you're being receptive to being soft in situations, like, and that could like really mean not taking such a hard stance in things. And it's really, I don't know, with Merkaba being here, it's a very interesting energy. I just feel like you're creating a softer reality for yourself going forward and feeling good about it. So in other words, you're very receptive. I don't feel like you're, of course we always stand on our square, right? Stand in our truth. But it just feels like you're letting your guard down a little bit and being softer in situations. I don't know what that means exactly for you personally. That can just mean that because we are seeing like there are some situations where, there was discord. I just feel like you're not being so, trying to think of the word, so hard about it, and you're just in this energy of allowing, allowing a new reality, allowing a softer reality. And it is because, I kind of really feel, Sag, like you don't want any conflicts, and or any discord with others, because you want the soft era for yourself. Now, it's interesting because it's Sagittarius, and we are a very masculine sign, and in terms of what's going on around you, I just feel like you're just feeling like it's not necessarily something you're doing, except that there seems to be some balance of things coming in, and that speaks really to what you're moving towards. I'm not going to be like you're opening up to possibilities for things where maybe you were just so firm on your side of things, and not just being about your side, but I keep struggling for the right words that don't seem to be coming to me. But I just feel like you're not going to be so vigilant on the fight, if that makes sense to you. Because you have fully immersed, everything you want is all around you, just waiting for you to see it. And it's just like you're getting there slowly. And, seeing possibilities for the future. And maybe, that means that some things have to come into balance for you. So we can't hold on to things, especially if we have, disagreements with people where we felt like we just weren't being heard. I just feel like you're not angry. You just want to move forward. And so it also feels like a clearing energy, honestly, you know. And just I feel like you're feeling really good and seeing the possibilities going forward. It's such a, like, I have to say that the energy itself feels really good for you, you know? And maybe you're just tired of being so guarded and being like specifically if you felt such a need to defend your side of the story. I just feel like you're not doing that. You're not doing that. So I love this energy, to be honest. So underneath the deck is the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Really putting a lot into your self-care here. Really working hard towards what's good for you, Sag. And I feel like you definitely moving past what necessarily not being about what's good for everyone, but you're really focused on being grounded and putting effort into that. And it really feels like you have a sense of what's important to you. You're being generous with yourself, which is really nice. I actually really love this Sagittarius because I actually do see a lot of Sagittarius in the Queen of Pentacles. But I just feel at the end of the day, what you want more than anything is to be grounded. And so on some level, that can be letting go of some things that, maybe they've been causing some resistance in your life and resistance from moving forward. And like when we hold on to even conflict, that can be true, So let's get into it. So the kind of week it's going to be is Justice and the Knight of Wands. Really moving forward, really making moves. And it does seem like you're just making this decision and things are righting themselves in terms of moving forward. What you're not expecting, it's really interesting because, with justice, there's also truth. And I feel like you may also be facing some truth about yourself. And because with the Knight of Wands, sometimes the Knight of Wands speaks of, it's not always a very well-behaved energy. And I feel like you maybe even dealing with times in which you made hasty decisions, all of that. But you overall are feeling more passionate about life and like things are really moving forward because of something you decide, because of something you do. Maybe it's just you're creating balance, you're balancing things out karmically, and I think this all really is comes from deciding to be in your soft era, honestly. And what you're not expecting is that, because I am seeing like it almost has this making amends energy, and it's not about fault, right? It could just be about um, maybe with some of your relationships there was an inability to agree, right? But with temperance and the 3 of cups, that's really beautiful, because that's what you're not expecting. There is, you know um I don't know if it's resolution, but you definitely may be reconciling with friends. And this would be people that at one point, if something is returning to an energy of support. So it is being at peace with something. And it kind of also feels like you may be reconciling some relationships, um, and they are going to return to their supportive place, right? It's coming together. It's of course there's forgiveness too, and I feel like um, this is actually beautiful that you're not expecting this, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I feel like this were people that you maybe had conflicts with. And the 5 of Wands is jealousy, yes, but it's also like not seeing eye to eye. And how that could, that in our relationships, that can really cause a problem. Because, it's maybe it's feeling like people aren't seeing your point of view, but it's having differing points of view. And sometimes that causes the break of things. Um, and it may have in this case with some people in your life, but there is a sense that you're moving on from that. Because even though, yes, you are like reconciling with people that you had discord with, and it is returning to a good space, there is loving communication here, right? It's because of what is decided. And basically, with the 5 of Wands and the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Wands and the Magician, it's just like both parties agree to disagree. There was something specifically, maybe a fight, but maybe it's just, it caused some resistance in the relationship, maybe even caused you to move on from the relationship, or the friendship. But I feel like in this discussion, I don't think it's that you resolve the issue. I think that you decide that you just won't agree on it, right? And sometimes that's true, because we all come from a place of our own truth, right? So you have your side, they have their side, and you're really respecting that, which may be different. Because, we, you know, Sagittarians, we do tend to think we're right a lot of the time, but probably all signs do, right? But I feel like you are, like, where it might have broken things before, it just feels like you decide here to create something new, right? We're not going to, like, and maybe it's like how you deal with this person or these relationships. Maybe you're going to deal with them differently. If we can just, I feel like we all have a lot of problems with the agree to disagree business, but it does feel as if you're moving past that resistance. It may have caused a big issue in this relationship, this friendship, but you definitely are moving past it. Because what is happening though, although you don't agree, right? And you didn't agree on the past. You're definitely moving past the conflict, but also like they see your side of things, definitely, and maybe you see it too, right? And so it's just a deciding that we're going to create something new. We're not going to go back to that because it doesn't matter who's right. In every situation, we are, the creator of our own reality. So we're always right. And I just feel like it's the decision that doesn't matter. So that is really beautiful, Sagittarius, I have to say. And that is something that you're needing to come to. And maybe that's going to be really important with your relationships going forward. That sometimes we're just not going to agree on things. So we're not going to let that be so big. Okay, it's okay to disagree and still see the other person's point of view, which means this and that are true. I said what I said. So what you don't, and I feel like, that's what you are, what is unavoidable this week, right? Which is really beautiful. What you can avoid is holding on to whatever it was that happened. And I feel like this is going to, because the Three of Swords, it was hurtful, maybe, but you're letting it go. Because there's healing with the Three of Swords, and there's also your truth, my truth, the actual truth. So you both have your truth in this situation, but we can stop hurting about it. We can stop holding on to it. Because it actually feels like on some level it might have caused some resistance in your life. And because you're moving into your soft era, it's all about removing blockages, right? Get rid of this. Because I looked a little bit more into this, specifically the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands came out twice. And it just feels like it's exactly that. We're finding balance in this situation with the Six of Pentacles. We're meeting each other halfway, even though we don't agree with each other, even though there's discord here. There's still a generosity here, right? A give and take, which is very positive. So, and I feel like what you find here, because I think with resolution, a lot of times people want to fix it, and you don't need to fix everything. It very much feels like this energy of let it be. Let it be. And it's even here with the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and the Five of Swords. I do feel like you briefly might go over the conflict, but just realize that, it's not getting you anywhere. And so let's just not do that. Wow. Okay. Sagittarius. Wow. So let's take a look at who's affecting your week. So Animal Shaman is here. It's a very spiritual week for you. It really is. So I do feel like Animal Shaman, Chef, and Civil Servant. I do really feel like you're both in your spiritual nature, and it's kind of like being in the 5D and the 3D and seeing how that is adding to your experience with people, And it does seem as if you're getting really good at it, like getting good at both, finding the balance between those things. And it does feel like someone helps you to see that. And it does feel as if someone helps you to see like how important you are spiritually. Because it's about the greater good here. Interesting. So let's take a brief look at relationships. Relationships for Sagittarius. What does Sag need to know about relationships in the upcoming week? Relationships for Sag. What's going on? Expectation. Oh. Divine guidance. Such a spiritual week for you. I mean, I feel divine timing is at play. Sagittarius's relationships. I just feel like you may be feeling like it's time for you to address your expectations. And this may be because you're realizing that, you know, the universe brought you together with people that would really challenge that. And it's really starting to show, like it brought you people that spoke to how unique you are. And so what might be showing you in terms of, you know, someone there were probably things you didn't say, and you are coming back together with this person, and it is really like making you take a look at what your expectations are with people. And realizing that, you know, there were some people put in your life that were supposed to be there, and definitely addressing that you held back on saying things that maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe you shouldn't have. So this feels very like divinely led. And maybe you need to talk about what your expectations are. You know, not just let things ride and see how things turn out. And maybe it was all about this. And maybe that's what the time apart was about. Interesting, Sag. As always, Sagittarius, love y'all, for sure, for sure. So we're going to take a look at what you need to focus on this week. And actions. Let's do it. What does Sagittarius need to focus on this week? Forgiveness, letting go of shit. Yeah. Wow, look at this with the Page of Pentacles. You know, letting go of things and having, you may be releasing a lot of pain, to be honest, having some closure, and you could be rebuilding. You know, you're getting a chance for a new beginning. We already saw that. Oh, yeah, the Tower. Boy, the Tower keeps showing up all the time. And it really is moving um, into a working things out, you know, working together. I like it. And, letting go of whatever happened to form something new. And that's what they want you to do. Are there, you know, is there things that have happened that you can you're focused on growth. You're focused on learning lessons here. And, instead of just letting things blow up, what can we work on? I like it. Okay. Actions for Sag. Actions. Actions for Sagittarius this week. Oh, wow. That's a lot. 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. All right. Ace of Wands. Queen of Cups. I feel like you're showing compassion this week. There's more about you sitting in your soft space, and you're being really honest with yourself. About things you want to work on and things you want to leave behind. Three of Wands, this is really going to push things forward for you. A lot of aces, and it brings in new beginnings. You could also be working on new ideas that are going to bring in more money for you. Because it looks like you're trusting your intuition more. Could be getting help too. The Fool and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, it just feels like you are working a lot of things out and focusing on not holding on to things anymore. This is really interesting. A lot. And I feel like if you have a new idea, you should definitely share it. Because it looks like there would be help for you to get this started. The Three of Wands is going to be a very, very... And the Three of Wands is you getting everything you want that you've waited for. So maybe this is just the final step. You know what I mean, Sag? So let's see. Probably not going to do an extended for this. But it feels like... feels like someone is really behind an idea that you have, to be honest. And it also feels as if that's talking about these relational things. And by you being really honest, it brings in compassion and moving forward. Interesting. Oh, okay, very quick. My friend, oh, look at this. My friendships support me, nourish me, and inspire me. Well, Sag, yeah, this feels like really friend-related or family-related to me. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this really helps and that you have the best day ever. Toodles.